Bird-loving rock and roll guys, one exciting new podcast where they come together to express the essence of birds in song. The premier bird rock podcast. An extremely accurate podcast.
Hi, Billy.
Hi, Tommy.
What's going on?
Just recording the inaugural episode of our new bird podcast.
Oh my God, this is so exciting.
I would take a big bird, a small bird, a blackbird or a bluebird. Any type of bird will do. I'll take a sparrow or a goose. I would take a pigeon, a plover, over and over. I'd take a booby or egret, stare at a woodcock with no regrets. I want to see a titmouse, a limpkin, nuthatch or a buzz tit, 'cause I love birds.
So, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, which you have to be because this is the first time we're doing it, we're doing a podcast about birds, and we are applying our musical skills to execute only the most accurate songs about accurate birds.
Mm-hmm.
We should go back to the very beginning, though. We should introduce ourselves. We should talk about how we met. So my name's Tommy Siegel. I'm a cartoonist and bird illustrator of extremely accurate birds, the most accurate birds ever drawn. And I'm a musician in a band called Jukebox the Ghost, which is how I met.
I'm Billy Libby, and I'm a composer, musician, and I play guitar for a songwriter called Ingrid Michaelson. And that's how Tommy and I met, on a tour in 2015.
Oh no, it was 10 years ago. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Remember our blood pact? We were like, in 10 years, we have to make a podcast.
The world is demanding more podcasts. There are simply not enough. Okay, so we met on tour, but we really became friends because there was this one day where we were all bus touring. For those of you who have never done it, it sounds really glamorous, but it's actually kind of the reality is you're like, basically sleeping in parking lots and never really have a functioning bathroom.
Yeah, you're scrambling for a bathroom in all the wrong places at all the wrong
and
times.
your bunks are kind of like stacked like you live in a submarine. So, hey Fred, come here.
Yeah, we should say that you're going to hear dogs. And I think we're just we're just going to roll with that. I mean, surprise, surprise, these two nature-loving guys have dogs.
Keep recording.
If only my dog also had a bird, and my bird and my dog ran free.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, dogs know what podcasts are. Dogs love podcasts.
Okay.
Here we are, Reno, Nevada.
We wake up. I went into the casino. The bus was parked in a casino parking lot. For a day off. I went in to go wash my hands to put in contacts. And, on the way there, I decided to slip in a 20 into a slot machine. And what do you know? I win like $120. And so I just immediately walked up, got my winnings, and I went up to the rental car desk and got a rental car for the day because I knew that Lake Tahoe and the beautiful mountains of Tahoe were right nearby, and Billy was down for the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So we had this amazing bonding day of going and checking out a waterfall, taking a cold dip in Lake Tahoe.
Yep. And we capped the whole thing off with buffet crab legs.
All you can eat Nevada crab legs.
All you can eat Nevada crab legs. If that doesn't spawn a friendship, I don't know what does.
Spawn is the right word there. So we became fast friends. We've made a lot of music together. But more importantly, even though we are musicians, and I suppose that's technically our calling card together, I think more fundamentally we've become nature bros.
Yep.
Nature bros.
We both love camping. We love adventure. During the COVID pandemic, we were... not to be confused with whatever pandemic is coming next. We spent a few months together in Maine, in the woods, and we spent months together in Weeki Wachee, Florida.
Yep.
And did a lot of birding and a lot of, hanging out with manatees in Florida and moose in Maine. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I've just had a lot of amazing camping trips ever since. And in the meantime, in that whole time, I've also become like very serious about birding and about drawing the most accurate birds.
And when we were doing those things, did this exist? Did your birding world, animation world exist at all?
I mean, I started drawing birds in earnest it was during COVID. It was, you know what it was? It was, it was when we were like quarantining for like 7 days before meeting up with other groups of people. And so I was quarantined in like a little cabin in the woods in Virginia before Thanksgiving. And I was just like really bored and started drawing birds because I was going birding every day.
Did you draw any birds sort of inaccurately at first? Like, how did it click when you finally realized, like, now that's the rump of a real bird?
Well, I just started, I mean, if you pay close enough attention, which I eventually did, you learn how to draw them with total 100% accuracy. So yes, the first few I would say were inaccurate, but eventually it became obvious.
Yeah.
It just from looking at the damn things,
I've always admired your perseverance.
So we started, I mean, I guess in tandem with these extremely accurate bird drawings, we also started writing a couple of just as a gag, extremely accurate bird songs, including the one that you heard in the intro, the Any Type of Bird Will Do song, which we wrote and recorded in Florida during the pandemic, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There were some good birds in Florida and in Maine.
Oh my God, some banging birds. What I remember in Florida, I don't know why this sticks out, but the red-breasted mergansers. I don't know why they really stick out. I remember just following them in a kayak like every day.
Oh wow!
And actually, one of the early bird songs I remember thinking about, which we need to record a variation of this, was I was just in like this hypnotic state after kayaking for hours and hours, following a red-breasted merganser, and I was singing in my head, "Are you the answer, red-breasted merganser?"
Well, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the first time hearing of this, and I like that idea.
Are you the answer, my feathered friend? Which brings us to today. Billy, what bird are we singing about today?
Today, we're singing about a bird that I believe you could find in Maine and Florida. Probably all over the U.S., right?
Yeah, it's a very distinctly North American bird. Yeah.
Here's a little fun fact. This bird we're talking about today was probably within 6 feet of me as I dressed myself out of the shower.
Oh my God. It was a peeping Tom.
Maybe the second pervious bird next to the peeping Tom. The Mourning Dove.
The Mourning Dove. And I'm sorry to reverse course for a second here, but Billy, I'm remembering that, we're writing these bird songs together. You have written bird songs before we even met.
I did?
Yeah, well, so Billy's got a great solo project band.
Oh, you're right.
Whatever you call them these days. Called Fort Gorgeous. And you have a song called Chickadee that is also based on the call of the chickadee.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. Did we even have any choice in this podcast happening, or was this purely fate?
This is destiny, my bro. Everything
has been leading us to right now.
Wow. This is amazing.
But yeah, Mourning Dove. What a bird. They are a huge part of my life. I'm not joking when I said I have a feeder stuck to the window of my bedroom, and there were 3 doves on it at one time.
Oh my God.
Yesterday, I counted 5 doves just hanging out.
Oh my God.
Couple on the feeder, couple on the tree, and my dog Sophie is on patrol. And if they get crazy, like if they kind of start fighting, Sophie will run over and scare them off.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it's part of my daily life, and I have lots of stories, but where to start, What about you?
Well, mourning doves, I think this is an appropriate bird to start off our podcasting with, because I think the mourning dove was like birders talk about something called a spark bird. Have you heard this concept before?
Yeah, like throw a match at it and just
Yeah,
instantly ablaze.
No, so it's the idea that, like, birds are around you all the time. You're seeing them no matter if you're a birder or not a birder. You have seen, and but it's your choice to notice and actually pay attention to birds that creates this spark bird moment where you kind of your first time mindfully noticing a bird and being like, huh, what kind of bird is that? Which most people go their whole lives just, they're just birds are around. They might know the name of a couple of birds, but, it's not really something that registers for them. But yeah, for me, I think mourning doves were like one of the first birds I actually like paid attention to and was like very excited to find. I didn't know they were very common, but I was in Central Park and came across like a mossy kind of clearing and some trees, and there was like a bunch of mourning doves. And I remember just being like, oh my God, I'm seeing this super magical, rare bird. And, I was like, I think they're doves, but I don't, and then Googling around and figuring out what kind of bird they were. So yeah, it's like mourning doves are my spark birds. So in addition to your close proximity to their precarious nesting, yeah, this is a full circle bird, I think, for both of us.
Yeah, I'm realizing that I would call it my spark bird too. Mainly because, it was the bird that made me feel connected to nature in Brooklyn, where I live, Brooklyn, New York, in a way that I had not before, and in a way that I didn't even see possible. Because, like I said, we started with this bird feeder that you just put on the window. Lots of birds were coming. It was fantastic. Just the whole experience, wonderful. Doves there every day. Cooing, loved it. But then they made a nest. And this has happened several times on top of our AC, on top of... and then in the bird feeder. And it was really in that moment just getting to know the babies, watching the eggs hatch, the whole thing. It was truly magical. And it was not without incident. It had a few stressful moments.
I do love the... I feel like something that we humans don't relate to because of modern medicine and advances in technology is that almost all of nature is playing a constant numbers game with their babies. And that ratio goes up and down depending on your speed. Like if you're a crab, you might lay like 10,000 eggs. You might even there's actually there's a video I think of often of a mother crab where the eggs have just hatched.
Oh yeah,
thousands of eggs, and she's just eating her babies like they're popcorn shrimp, and because she knows that most of them are not gonna survive, and they're just gonna be delicious, delicious candy for all species around them. And you don't get a few crabs to survive out of those tens of thousands. So, it's possible the mourning dove parents weren't that concerned because they're playing a numbers game.
That's true.
They've got more eggs.
But I think, don't they only lay 2? I think they nest often, but they only lay 2 when they do it, right?
We might have to fact check this later, but that sounds right to me.
Let's double check that. That's correct.
But I know that they raise up to like 6 broods per year, which is a lot.
Yeah, after this whole experience, we had to put a kaput on we had to actually take the feeder down because they kept trying to make nests and lay eggs, and it eventually became too stressful. But we really helped the population.
I feel like anybody listening to this should maybe pull up a picture of a mourning dove. So, because if you might not know exactly what we're talking about here, and podcasting is unfortunately an audio medium. So I would, Google image search the mourning dove, or an extremely accurate mourning dove.
Look up that bird. Look up that bird. Pick up your phone. Look up that bird. Look up that bird.
Take a good look at it. This is a beautiful, beautiful bird. Kind of plain at first glance, right? Because they're like light gray brown, and a little like slightly pinkish on the belly. They got those black spots in their wings.
Kind of a bit of an iridescentness on their necks, right? I was seeing that today.
Beautiful iridescent patch.
The way the light was hitting it, it was shiny. I was like, give me a break.
Stunning. And they've got that very distinct, like crescent-shaped black area of dark feathers, like below, like kind of around the neckline.
And they have, is it like a neon green ring around the eyes? The adults, anyway.
Damn. That's good info. Bro, that's good info.
Yeah. It's like a little bit neon green.
Oh, damn.
Let's double check that. Not quite.
And we should add that both of us went to graduate school for biology and animal studies, right?
That's good info.
Oh, I'm realizing we haven't even mentioned really one of the concepts that made this podcast tape shape, which was the idea of making a bird album, which I've thought about it, and we should definitely save time and call it a balbum.
A balbum?
Yeah. Just to save time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so great. That's so time-saving because people will look at that and be like, oh, it's a bird album. A balbum.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
So there's going to be a song for most of these birds.
I'm so excited for people to hear. We're doing like a huge lead up to this song right now. This is great.
That's what this is. It's all lead up to the song, basically.
We have already recorded this song. So, okay, so some other basic info about the mourning dove. They're a member of the dove family, which there are like 350-ish species globally. The most famous being the pigeon. So mourning doves often mistaken for pigeons. And pigeons and doves, like that whole family, which is called Columbidae, they're pretty much anywhere on Earth where animals can survive, other than, like the Sahara Desert and like Antarctica and the high Arctic.
That's true, but I think they changed it to Indigenous Peoples Day. What did you say? Columbidae?
Columbidae.
That's so stupid.
Oh no, that's really good. This is the kind of shit you don't hear on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
This is the broadcasting that the left is looking for after this massive election loss. They're like, we need to start the leftist Joe Rogan. Guess what?
Yeah.
It's unfortunately this podcast.
Yeah, all my bird-loving soft boys got something to listen to.
Yeah.
My sensitive boys and gals and everybody else.
And we are going to lose elections big time.
Mm-hmm. Get ready to know. You're going to want to know what every type of bird egg is and if you can eat it once eggs skyrocket to $25 an egg.
That's true. We're going to be advising people on whether they can eat mourning dove eggs.
Bro, that's good info.
Oh, so I learned an interesting fact that mourning doves apparently are still one of the most hunted birds.
I know. I saw this too, which I was kind of shocked by. Like 20 million, they estimate, are hunted per year. And this is just in North America. Because the mourning dove... I'm going to get a treat for the boy. Okay, what were we talking at? Columbidae got me going really good. I'm still thinking about Columbidae.
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't mean to derail you from your true science knowledge.
Yeah, we were talking about our graduate degrees.
They did not go to graduate school.
Okay, another interesting... So a lot of people assume that mourning dove is spelled like good morning. But it's spelled mourning like sad morning.
Sad
morning.
Which
is, yes, which is named for its mournful cooing, which I would actually say is just an adorable sound. It's like one of the most pleasing sounds.
Which is interesting enough is I know everybody who loves mourning doves also loves Chris Cornell, who interestingly enough came out with a solo album called Euphoria Morning, which used to be spelt mourning like mourning dove, sad dove, but then they made Chris Cornell change it to mourning like in the morning, which a lot of true fans feel like they kind of got gypped. Like they should have just embraced that it was a sad album.
Wow.
The damn labels, you know?
Wow.
Anyway, sorry, that's a little plug for our Chris Cornell discussion podcast. Actually, well, that's kind of sad because I love Chris Cornell. I have no shame in that. I love him. I miss him.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh no! Oh, listen. If there's a listener who thought you were talking smack
No, yeah.
on the great Chris Cornell.
You know, it's more like I was like, can I even joke about Chris Cornell? You know, it was more how I was feeling about it. Because he's truly, that one made me sad. Sorry, I'm really going on, but that one made me sad. I remember I was on tour and I saw that news on a hotel. I was like, I was Euphoria Morning, baby. I was Mourning Dove. I went,
Wow. Yeah, well, the other sound that they do is that amazing sort of like, well, we should insert a sound clip here of the like that sort of like pitched the scattering of doves has a very, like, when they, you know, if they're trying to get away from you very quickly, has a very distinct sound, and it feels like it's coming, like they're making a noise while they're flapping their wings, like sort of like a oh no, you know, but it's actually just the sound of the whistling of air through their wings, which makes kind of like it makes like a pitched noise, which is really crazy.
I actually, in some of my research, we might need to double check this, but heard that they actually can produce two different sounds with their wings. One that just is just happens when they're leaving, and then one that actually I think signals like, uh-oh, we got to get out of here. There's trouble.
Whoa, I didn't know that. That's cool.
That's good info.
Oh, and I guess they have different types of coos too. There's one coo that is when they're nesting, says like, come on, time to switch. Because the male and the females take turns nesting.
It's making me realize that when I've been talking to mourning doves, I've probably been committing all sorts of social faux pas. I wasn't picking up on any of this.
Oh, so surprised to see a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, okay, so that's another interesting, so let's talk mating.
Uh-oh, you know what that means. It's time for Chloe making me crazy. Chloe making me crazy. Chloe making me crazy. Chloe making me crazy. Let's talk the mating rituals.
You actually have to record a real version of that now, but
Yes.
well, we should have a whole episode on telling everyone about the cloaca.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. One whole, many tales.
Yeah. I mean, this was an entire year of our graduate studies together. Mm-hmm.
Was just cloaking the best jokes possible.
Yeah.
They did not go to graduate school.
Mourning doves are known as like lovebirds, you know? Like when we think of mourning doves, you do often see them kind of like cuddling, and they're sort of like preening each other's feathers. It's very cute. I think there's people who think that maybe humans are, unique in their ability to experience love. And those people have not observed the mourning dove. The mourning doves are truly in love.
Yeah, I think those people gotta, take a look outside your own love for one goddamn second, okay? Notice the love around you in the form of birds.
What's also cool about the mourning dove is that they kind of have a different division of labor than a lot of other species by sex. So they both will kind of choose a nesting site together. The female dove then builds it, and the male flies around, gathers material, and brings it to her, which she then makes an incredibly precarious nest. This is like they make like a famously bad nest. They're just not worried. I mean, because look, there's 350 million mourning doves, they estimate, in the United States. So they're not suffering for numbers. So yeah, they just throw two sticks down. They're like, yeah, we're good.
That'll do.
Let's keep it rolling. But what's unique about their broods is that both parents feed the young pigeon milk. It's called pigeon milk. Yum, yum, yum. Which is like we talk about this in the song, which I'm very glad that we do. But they basically like secrete this like gunky white fluid from the lining of their crop, it's called, which is like a part of their, it's like before the stomach, kind of like before the stomach, up where you store food.
Got it.
That's good info.
And so, yeah, they both sexes barf up pigeon milk. Very heartwarming. Very sweet.
I didn't know that the guys did too. That's great.
The guys do too. Have you tried it?
I have not, but when you were talking about it, I was imagining first myself and then a squab, which is a baby dove, with like those milk mustaches, you know. Also, one thing I will say is if you've ever seen a mourning dove feed its baby mourning doves, it is beautiful, but it is heavy frigging metal. It is so intense. Like, it's just really intense. The babies are so deep in there, and it's wild.
They didn't go to school for this.
Well, and if you've tried it, you know why. So the male milk and the female milk taste a little bit different. I find I prefer the male milk. I find it to be a little less tart. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Have you ever had a blend?
I've heard the blends. I've heard the blends are very nice. Yeah, it's like a Scotch whiskey blend, like just a nice combination of different flavors that kind of mellows it out. But yeah, pretty upsetting that the government's gonna shut it down to prevent the spread of bird flu. But I'm gonna continue to buy it and pasteurize my own pigeon milk.
One thing I learned in my research about these beautiful doves is the reason people see them so much around their home feeders is they friggin' love seeds. It's their favorite food. They love seeds. And they pick up little pebbles off the ground and put them in their, there's a name for it. Let's go with gullet. I'm going to say gullet.
Let's double check that. Not quite.
Then the stones and the pebbles.
Oh wait, so I was reading about this too. So they eat like almost entirely seeds.
Yes.
But then sometimes you see them eat gravel, which makes them particularly well suited to living in urban environments. But they eat those small bits of sand or gravel, and it stays in their stomach basically as grit that helps grind their food. So yeah, they call it grit.
Perfect.
They call it grit. So we are a bird podcast. We are also a men's self-help podcast. And so I would encourage you to try the same at home. Just get just a handful of gravel. Eat it.
Well, you could, or you could get the Billy and Tommy branded gravel, which we have for sale on our website.
We do have for sale on our website. Yes, use code BirdPod2025 at checkout, and you can get a handful of fresh gravel. You can get some of our pasteurized pigeon milk, and you can experience what real digestion feels like.
And you know our slogan: when you need to grind on the inside, call me, your grind guy. And Tommy. Oh my God. I'm just going to keep swinging. You can edit in a podcast, which is great. I'm just going to keep swinging.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
No, but branded pellets for gut grinding is great.
So, okay, I guess what we're going to try to do, we thought it'd be fun to get somebody else's reaction, and preferably somebody who knows a lot about birds. So yeah, we were going to try and get Ellen Weatherford from the Just the Zoo of Us podcast to react to our song and see if she thinks it's accurate. Is there anything you wanted to say about this song before we unveil?
Well, based on what we talked about, I feel like this song, I would say it's kind of a soft, acoustic, intimate song.
It makes me think of More Than Words or Tears in Heaven.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like a acoustic, heartfelt, intimate song, which is
acoustic.
Ooh, that's nice.
Right? COO. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be good for the album, man.
Sure is. Well, speaking of acoustics, I forgot to mention that the Mourning Dove's coo, unlike most songbirds, it can only really produce a couple variations on that very pure tone, that coo, Versus the songbird, it can do all kinds of stuff. The dove's a little limited, but it's a very pure tone.
I would describe them in general as being kind of limited but pure.
Totally.
They don't seem to me, and I say this with so much love, they don't seem to me to be the smartest of birds, but they make up for it with sweetness, with charm, and with just gallons and gallons of pigeon milk.
Yeah. So Just the Zoo of Us is a great podcast, so it's a real honor to have her on.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see like what what she thinks of this abomination. Actually, it's not an abomination. It's actually one of the most beautiful songs I've ever been a part of.
And we just hope Doves would approve, you know?
I think they would. Okay, Billy, this is very exciting. The time has come. We're going to find out if our first song about the Mourning Dove is extremely accurate or not. So we are very, very excited to have on someone who we are a huge fan of because she has an amazing podcast called Just the Zoo of Us. Just a wonderful animal review podcast where she and her husband Christian go through all sorts of animal species and really break it down, pitchfork style. Ellen Weatherford is a wildlife enthusiast, science communicator from Northeast Florida, now living in Western Washington State. And she has the Just the Zoo of Us podcast, which we are both huge fans of. So welcome to the pod, the first ever pod. Ellen Weatherford, everybody.
What a huge honor. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to talk. And also, Tommy has been one of our expert guests on Just the Zoo of Us before to talk about the sandhill crane.
Oh, that was so fun.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. Also, huge fan in both directions. This is a bi-directional sort of. It's a two-way street.
Yes.
I'm so excited to hear your bird music. I feel like this is such a long time coming, such a perfect sort of Venn diagram overlapping of birds and music.
I was actually there for your sandhill crane experience, so I feel even connected to that in a way, you know?
That's true.
What better like natural musicians than first birds in general, but like sandhill cranes bring so much sort of like music to it. So I feel like this is such a cool convergence of both realms of passion of birds and music.
Ellen's most recent podcast made me even more jazzed about birds with your episode about T-Rex and how your guest described that like birds are just dinosaurs. Like they're still here. They're birds.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize, I think, that birds not just like are related to dinosaurs or kind of like, it's not just that, they literally taxonomically are dinosaurs. And I feel like in their sounds too, like you really hear that. You hear those like, I feel like Jurassic Park tends to like lean towards the more predatory, growly, grumbly sounds. But if you ever hear like a crane or a cassowary or something like that, you're like 100% that's a theropod.
Oh yeah, especially wood storks in particular, and like when Billy and I were living in Florida during the pandemic, like every time like a flock of wood storks flew over, I had that like feeling of Laura Dern standing up in the Jeep. You know what I mean?
I have a photo of one time in our backyard in Florida. We had a pond behind our house, and from my backyard we saw a wood stork, a great blue heron, and a snowy egret all in our pond at the exact same time. And it was like a triangular pond, and each one was at a different leg of the triangle. So it seemed like they were all sort of like game recognizes game. They're like, we're all going to be cool with each other and maintain our separate spaces. But it was truly a Jurassic Park moment of these three giant wading birds literally in my backyard.
Yes.
So cool.
No better place for wading birds than Florida. Florida's like wading bird paradise.
Birds.
Florida.
No, not so much on that one, I think, right now.
Mixed feelings on Florida. Mixed feelings on Florida.
Complicated relationships.
But incredible birding. Perhaps some of the best birding in North America, though, in Florida.
So good.
So we are so excited to have you on episode 1. And today, so Ellen has not heard this song at all.
I'm coming in blind, flying blind, literally.
This is so exciting. So we're going to get a full instinctual reaction. She might look. She might not like it. She might not find it extremely accurate. We don't know. That's the beauty of this.
Oh, I'm bringing the heat.
Yeah.
So today's episode is the Mourning Dove. Now, if you had to guess the genre of where you think we were headed with Mourning Dove, what would you guess?
So I'm thinking about, when I think of the Mourning Dove, you think of that classic, waiting for the bus in the morning before school. And it has that sort of like that ooh kind of sound. And so I'm thinking of something slow, maybe like R&B, but also they're quite punk and like they're quite like grungy. So I think you could go that other way too, of like going more into like the behavior of the Mourning Dove, because they tend to be kind of like punk.
Wait, tell me more about their... Do you mean like just their sloppy nests, or?
Well, there's a sloppy nest, but also, have you heard about all the cop cars that have been taken out of commission by Mourning Doves? This has happened like at least 4 or 5 times that I could find, like separate instances of Mourning Doves. Because what Mourning Doves do is they make these stupid nests. Like their nests are just like they put a couple of little twigs on the ground and like they're like, that's good. And so they did like 3 or 4 different times that I could find articles for. They made these stupid little nests in the windshields of cop cars. And the thing is, they're like protected by law.
Oh, wow.
And so once they've made a nest, you are legally not allowed to disturb them. And so these cop cars, they had to be like, well, we can't touch it. We can't move the car anymore. So the car had to be like decommissioned and like left there until the doves had hatched and fledged and left the nest.
Wow.
And T-fowl.
Oh. That's so good. But I think like sonically, I'm anticipating something like a slower, like maybe like an R&B kind of sound.
Okay.
Once again, I have no idea what I'm about to hear.
Yeah. This is great. Okay, so what do you say, Billy? Should Ellen just pop it on?
Just pop it on.
Pop it on. Okay, here we go.
Great.
Sorrowful song that you sing, beautiful dove, I love the white on the tips of your wings. Your cuckoo is how I fell in love with you. And when you puff your chest, next thing you know, we're building a nest. And now we're laying next to make some little bitty dove babies. Our sweet baby doves, they love the milk we secrete from our glands when they fly away. My love, we'll do it all over again. Your cuckoo, your flapping sounds just like a kazoo. Oh, love it, dove it, please. Let's get cozy, just you and me. And now we're laying next to make more little bitty dove babies. We're making little bitty dove babies.
With a send-off at the end, you hear the wings just lifting off into the... Oh, man. One thing that Christian always complains about is when a song does a fade-out, because he's like, just do an ending. Like, there needs to be an ending. And so I think more songs should be utilizing the sounds of birds just flapping off into the sky. Oh, what a banger.
Wow,
you know what? Immediately, I was getting Animal Crossing vibes.
Oh, great.
Instantly,
Great.
I was like, oh, it's 2020 and I'm curled up on the couch playing Animal Crossing on the Switch.
It's very soothing. We were kind of going for like a 90s MTV acoustic Eric Clapton, or perhaps More Than Words.
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
I was
you know?
also getting the vibe of like, I felt like this would be something you would hear. This would wake you up in the middle of the night as like a commercial for one of those like best soft rock ballads. Buy now, collection for just $19.99. It would be like in one of those commercials.
Yeah. I miss those.
Oh, but I definitely feel like the cooing of the dove is so appropriate in the genre, right? Of being like a gentle but tender sort of sound. That's also I feel like it's really covering a base that there's so few love ballads are utilizing gland secretion as a sort of like lyrical keystone. We need to be talking more about secreting from glands.
It's so true. So you might not have, if you're listening at home, you might not have 100% made out the lyrics. But in the second verse, we sing. Well, maybe we should just break down the whole song. So
let's speak on this.
The first verse, beautiful dove, I love the sorrowful song that you sing. Beautiful dove, I love the white on the tips of your wings. Your coo 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 is how I fell in love with you. And when you puff your chest, next thing you know, we're building a nest. And now we're laying eggs to make a little bitty dove baby. Billy, you want to take verse 2?
Yes, I do. I don't have the lyrics up in front of me at the moment. Ellen, do you want to try? Do you want to read that? Do you want to read them?
Sure, yeah, for sure. Our sweet baby doves, they love the milk we secrete from our glands. When they fly away, my love, will do it all over again. Your coo coo coo, your flapping sounds like a kazoo. Oh, lovey-dovey, please, let's get cozy, just you and me. And now we're laying eggs to make more little bitty dove babies.
Wow. I think we need to do like a spoken word version of all these songs. That was very peaceful.
This has been your poetry moment. Brought to you by NPR.
That's good.
Sexy Bird Poetry Slam.
God, there's nothing a poet loves more than just birds. Poetry and birds, best friends. Yeah, I'm obsessed with the inclusion of the secretion of milk from glands, because not a lot of people know that pigeons and doves is an arbitrary distinction. There's no taxonomic difference between a pigeon and a dove. It's just marketing. And pigeons and doves, as you mentioned in the song, secrete a crop milk, which is also referenced in Animal Crossing, by the way.
It is?
Yes, there's a coffee shop that a pigeon dude runs, and when you get coffee at the pigeon's coffee shop, he asks you if you want pigeon milk in your coffee, and you can say yes if you want.
That's awesome.
Do you have to go up his throat to get it, like full bird style?
You see him just kind of turn away from the camera, and you hear this kind of like kind of sound. But I'm glad that pigeon milk gets a shout out in this. Very tender ballad.
I think the original version was like real heavy on the pigeon milk, and we had to like make it a little more PG.
Oh man, what can I get the director's cut?
Yeah, we'll give you the director's cut.
I don't think we even recorded it. I think we were just Billy, like we were just like I like voice memoed a version of it, and then I like played it. I think I played it for a friend, and they were like, "That's disgusting." Yeah.
Now that I'm hearing it out loud.
Well, because every chorus was just like, oh, like I'm glugging, I'm chugging and glugging that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Every 90s soft rock acoustic ballad is all about chugging and glugging.
Chugging and glugging that sweet glandular milk. Okay, so you feel good about what we've highlighted here. We
100%.
Obviously lyrics, you don't have time to get into everything, so you kind of got to like pick like what is like a spicy element of this bird that could translate into a specific genre. We decided the milk and their kind of lovey-dovey, cuddly nature was kind of like
smooth acoustic rock.
Yeah. The sound of it, and also just their sort of general chill vibes. I definitely see that, them getting all sort of cuddled up together. I imagine like a pair of them like on a windowsill.
This is slightly tangential, But something we've been thinking about on these episodes, because we don't have a sponsor and probably never will. But we were thinking about who would sponsor this bird, and what product would they be selling, in your opinion?
For Mourning Dove, I mean, I don't think Milk would want to sponsor a competitor, right? Like, I don't think.
It's a good bet.
Or maybe they could take like the Chick-fil-A marketing angle of being like, at least it's not pigeon milk, right? Like, instead of I can't believe it's not butter. Instead of that, it's like, at least it's not pigeon milk.
You know how we're talking about a lot about like raw milk and the potential for spreading bird flu? I feel like this combines the best of both worlds, because you really maximize the bird element, and you could maximize the raw milk. So this could be like if you're a human drinking pigeon milk, you are patient zero.
This is brought to you by the United States Health and Human Services.
It's just a PSA.
That's who's sponsoring the pigeon.
Oh man. Well, so actually, I got a little spicy yesterday, and
Oh boy.
One thing we were thinking about with the Mourning Dove, and that we talked about in the Just Billy and I segment of this episode, is that they eat stones to aid with their digestion, right? So I was a little too caffeinated yesterday, and I recorded an ad. So
oh my gosh!
Let's hear from our sponsor.
An ad break. It's an ad break. Yeah.
Are you trying to grind the grubs in your gullet and gizzard? Let your tummy take a load off with Billy and Tommy's Gut Grinded Gizzard Gravel. Just a single pouch of premium gravel will keep you running smooth for weeks. Only $44.99 per month, and use the discount code Good Grief. It's Gut Grinded Gravel for 4% off. Your stepping stone to good gut health is stones.
I do appreciate the fact that it is a subscription model.
Well, also they're not offering a great discount either. It's
No.
They say you get 4% off at checkout.
Yeah, I got Eaton Rocks Premium. Rock Eaton Plus.
What is it? Good grief, that's great grind. What? That gets me every time. What is it?
Good grief, it's Gut Grinded Gravel.
Oh, that was just your normal. That was the voice straight out of you. You didn't process that or anything. That's crazy.
Yeah, no.
Tommy's got voices. He's got voices.
We're getting really into audio drops on this podcast, like a bad '90s alternative station morning show. Like,
Get some air horn.
Let's double check that. Not quite.
for when we get a fact wrong.
I gotta see your soundboard. The soundboard goes crazy. How many goose sounds do you have on there?
Not enough, honestly. We do have a good of anytime somebody talks about a spark bird, which we should ask you about, then we play this sound. That's the sound being sparked and exploded.
Is this podcast brought to you by like J.J. Abrams or something? I'm a big fan of the production value.
We're really trying to.
Yeah, we're trying.
We're trying to level up the medium.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's taking it. The most sound production I've ever done. Well, one time I did a Dungeons and Dragons episode where I edited a bunch of background sounds and stuff, and like I was so nerdy about it because it was supposed to take place in like something reminiscent of like a Florida marsh, and so I made sure that the sounds I was using were like local species, and then I was like, well, it's supposed to be set in like the spring and during the early morning.
Wow.
And so I don't think that like leopard frogs like I was like,
oh, wow.
like it had to be like I like layered in the right species and everything, and then I realized like 4 hours into this I was like nobody's gonna care about any of this.
But the one person who does care really
The
cares.
one person is
So-
He was sitting there ready to write you an angry email, but then was like, well, actually, that's pretty good. Yeah.
had to hit backspace, was like next time.
Yeah, I mean, we take the audio production very seriously on this podcast. We are committed to maintaining our status as America's #1 bird rock podcast.
And that's a real the market is so saturated right now for bird rock podcasts.
It
So
really
it's really
saturated.
tough to get that #1 spot.
So I think we've reached the time where we need to ask you, Ellen, do you think that this song is extremely accurate?
It's extremely accurate. It's 100%.
Yes.
It's scientifically accurate.
Yes.
The consultation alone is just, this is impressive work. I'm so, with my expert opinion.
That's so exciting.
Let's double check that. That's correct.
I don't know. We don't have an extremely accurate sound effect yet, so that'll do for now.
I just gave you one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, Billy, do you have anything to say in closing before we wrap this episode up?
Just that my heart is full and I feel as pleased and happy as if I were wrapped in dove wings. I'm so happy that we are 1 for 1, baby.
Is your heart as full as a mourning dove's nest on the windshield of a police car?
It sure is. And I'm not going anywhere. Well, dang.
Oh, Ellen, so great to have you on. And I gotta ask, are you down to judge some more extremely accurate birds on future episodes?
Absolutely. I would love nothing more.
Yeah.
That does it for episode 1. Thank you, Ellen, for joining the pod. And also just I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it every time Ellen's on now, but you simply have to listen to Just the Zoo of Us. Just a wonderful podcast if you
We love it.
love animals and you also love fun, because it's nice to hear a naturalist podcast that's not, doing the... I don't even know how to put it to words, but you guys are actually you guys are having fun with it and being normal, and I can feel that you don't have a nonprofit looking over your shoulder making sure that you're sticking to the talking points in a good way. So it's
We don't
great.
talk like this the whole time. Only sometimes when it's funny.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. I really loved this. This was really, really fun. I'm really excited about this podcast, and thank you for having me.
Awesome. See you soon.
All you can eat Nevada crab legs.
Tommy Siegel and Billy Libby, 2 rock and roll dudes who love nature, decided to see what it would sound like if nature rocked out. 2 rock and roll guys who love birds decided to see what it would sound like if birds rock and rolled.